fellow crafters. This is Sheila with Stampin' Wishes, and welcome to my studio. I have an adorable, fun card to make. I happened to see it. I was just kind of scanning the YouTube and came across, I believe the website was called, I wrote it down, Mixed Up Crafts. She wasn't a Stampin' Up demonstrator, but her idea was adorable, and I just had to try it on some of ours. So let me show you the first one. This is it, and I know it doesn't look like much when you first look at it, but you have to go beyond that because of what all it does. I did use the elf stamp set in this one, which I'm also going to be using today in the card we make. But where it says pull here, if you watch it, like magic, it moves across and can go wherever you want it to go, and then back into position. And what's doing this is a magnet, one that's attached to the pull tag and one that's attached to whatever object it is that you want to put on it. But isn't it adorable? I just fell in love with this technique and using these. So after I made that one, then I couldn't stop. I kept going. And the next one I did was Over the Moon. I used this stamp set, and the card that I made with it had the little heart that going from one of the cows over to the other cow, letting them know that they're thinking that they love each other, and or at least that's the way I look at it. And I also used, I just got a new set in, and I actually won ordering this one in Don Griffith's 100 card sketch. I had one that I think I mentioned on the last video that I did. But anyway, I ordered this bundle, Friend Like You. Thank you, Don. And then these are the pieces that came in. I just absolutely loved it. I don't know how I overlooked this one from from the time that we started carrying it, but I did. And I'm just in love with it. So I used this one as a background for the cows, just kind of mosey around in the winter field is the way I looked at it. Probably it's supposed to be near water, but hey, what the heck. That's my imagination anyway. All right, so we made that one. Let me put this one off to the side. All right, then the next one I did was the little piggy, and couldn't go without seeing this flying pig come across the card. So it says she believed she could, so she did. And on the inside of this one, I put thank you. I thank it more often than I say it, but I just want to make sure you know it. So often we forget to tell people that do so much for us, thank you. And so I added a few of the little embellishment flowers, and that was on the other piece here that I took that from. And there again, she flies through the air, and then you can put her back into position, okay? And so anyway, those are the three that I made, and we're going to make one tonight, show you how easy they are to do, but so cute. So let's put these off, and we are going to be using the Elfie. I thought the no peek would be cute, and I'm actually doing this without doing it previously, so this is going to be kind of a go as we go type thing. So anyway, let's go ahead and stamp up my little Elfie and let him be drying so that I can color him in a little bit. So let's put our black memento on and make sure that we get a good impression. Let's go one more time just for the brightness of it to make sure that we've got a good clear print. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and move this off, and let me wipe my stamp down, and we'll leave it in there until later. Not that we need it anymore, but we'll do that later. All right, so now we've got our Elfie stamp, so let's set it off to the side to dry the ink a little bit. And then I thought about having three little presents underneath him. I'm going to move this because I like to use my glass mat anytime that I'm doing any kind of sponging, or in this case I'm going to use my makeup brushes. But all right, so I've gotten in the new, they're called basic pattern decorative masks. Now these are the ones from our new holiday catalog, and I love, love, love the polka dots. So I wanted to make this kind of a whimsical card, and I thought I would do it with 3 different colors. Okay, and so so you can do different things with this. You can attach it, and I like to use, when I'm doing this, I like to use either tear and tape or my painter's tape. Let me see if I can find, there it is. And you just need a little bit to just kind of help to keep it straight when you're brushing on the color. So we'll do each of them, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna use 3 different colors. So I'm gonna start off with the real red. So I wanted the card to be on the bright side, so we're going to do the real red. All right, so I wanted the card to be bright, so I'm going to use the real red. I'm going to use the Granny Apple Green and the Blueberry Bushel stamp colors. And we're going to brush on the color here. So let's go ahead. This is the real red. We'll start with it. And we're just going to brush it on. And if you want to, you can do kind of an ombre look if you wanted, if you were going for that look. I'm just kind of going for some polka dots on the white. So I think that will be good. Let me clean off the piece here and take a look at what we've got. Oh yeah, cute, cute, cute. All right, so we'll use this tape again. So let's pull it over here and set this one aside. And now let's get our next color. We'll go ahead and go with and I went ahead and got 3 different brushes. Usually I just clean the one and reuse it, but I figured we'd save a little bit of time if I didn't have to clean up the brushes that much. All right, so we also, oops, this ribbon is for later. And let's go ahead and bring our blue in here too. Now you want to be sure and clean off the mat, your masking or your mask piece here. Because if you don't, then of course you're going to get some of the color that you've got from it. And so I'm kind of cleaning the whole area. And I'll probably use a different portion of the mask here just to make sure if I left any of the red behind, it doesn't blend with it. So let's go ahead and get this one stuck here and there. Okay. And now we're going to use, let's use our Blueberry Bushel here, and I'll start it off just to kind of test the color. Never sure how bright or light they're going to be, but I'm going for the really bright colors today, and again to kind of enforce the whimsical of this particular card. But you can imagine, if you think about all the, not quite as dark as I'd like it, if you can imagine all of the different colors that, stamp sets that you could use in this particular technique of card. I mean, oh gosh, my mind just wouldn't quit last night. Once I started, it was like, okay, Sheila, enough's enough for tonight. You know, I'd planned on actually filming this last night, and I was making the cards and just ran out of time. So anyway, so let's go ahead and clean those off. Doesn't look like we got quite as much single sheet. So I cut these, and these are 5.5 length, and I'll probably cut these down once I get it into the card and see how much I need. But right now I wanted it here, these layers together. So what I'm going to do is just go in here and put one of the layers on and make sure I've got them nicely lined up. Okay, and then if you notice, I was kind of looking at the front and back of these because when I cut them, your paper where you've cut kind of turns to the back, so I want the smooth side to the front of it, but in this case, my other one will actually be to the front. This is going to be one that I put in the back area. Okay, and this will give these time to kind of set and dry while we color our little elf real quick. Okay, so let's set that aside and let's bring our elf in, and I think we're going to do him in red this time. I think that would be fun. I usually do him in the Granny Apple Green. That's one of my favorite of the little elves, but I think this time we're going to do it a little bit differently. All right. Okay, so now what I want to do is I just enjoy putting the dazzling diamonds on their little fur pieces or trims here with the white. So I'm just using the glue and just lightly going over, and then we'll kind of set him aside while we start to build the card a little bit, and then we'll come back and trim him to fit after it's had time to dry with the, oops, almost forgot his little collar there. Okay, so I'll bring my dazzling diamonds in and sprinkle on there because I just want to get a nice little coating. Alright, so that'll take care of that. And then, of course, I have to use Wink Castella in just almost every one of my projects. So we're going to do that not only on him, but I'm also going to do it on the presents to give them a little bit more shimmer. But I like to see their little outfits glimmer. After all, it is Christmas. Okay, so let's set that aside. And let's go ahead and go in here and oh, we'll have to be careful because it wants to smear it, so I wanted to keep that difference of the, okay. Keep Hi guys, well I had a technical problem. My film stopped right in the middle of me making it. Luckily I noticed it before I got too much further, but I had applied our packages, I had stamped the Just For You, I had added the, you know, I kept saying it needed a little something, so I added the little packages, but I haven't put it down yet, so at least you'll get to see that part of it when I go ahead and assemble this part, which will, again, I'm not going to put anything to, I guess, to impede the movement of it, because if I wanted to go up or I wanted to come down, I wouldn't be able to do that if I kept it closed in there. So now what you want to do is, I've got all my, is before you lay it down, make sure that you look and make sure it's pretty much centered around, and that looks pretty good there. And so what we'll do is the furthest area that he goes to is right there, okay? And and so if I were to, I'm going to take and snip this down to the end of the card there. Okay, So now when I pull him, and let's say that I pull him to the center there, you can see it's going to come all, come out this way and then back. And so what we'll probably do is start him off over here with the no peeking at this point. And I am going to go ahead right now while I've got it at this point is to put the word pull. I brought one of my gel tab pens I thought over here that I could use for, there it is, for writing the word pull on it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write pull. Okay, so there we are. And the card is complete this way. And you can bring him around and bring him up and bring him down and around. So just a lot of fun there. So anyway, there's the card, and I'm going to go ahead and push this on over and let him just kind of be tilting there. And I'll set this one up, and let's get all of our other cards in so you can see all the different things that you can do and play with on them. So here's this one, and here's our little elf with the packaging there, and then our two, the over the moon for you, and our little piggy. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and sorry for some of the mess ups in it. I've got a camera that for some reason it's new, but it keeps going off on me when I don't expect it to, and unfortunately sometimes it means having to redo the whole film or just try and splice it together. So anyway, until next time, happy creating and God bless.